In this video, I'm going to explain what to do when you have a major breakdown or a crash. Basically, I want to explain what information we're going to need from you to make the situation go as quickly as possible. It can take a long time to get the right information out of the customer, so here is what we're going to need. Now, the first thing is we need your number plate, because that tells us exactly who you are. The second thing we need is your GPS location, and I'll explain how to do that in a sec. And then the third thing we need really is your status and the bike status. So are you okay? Is the bike okay? Can it move? Do the wheels go round and round? Does it turn on? Or are you've got broken leg, you can't walk anymore? Or maybe you've got a broken leg but you're a hero and you think you can still drive? Or maybe the bike's missing a front wheel, the suspension's fallen off and it can't be moved, it needs a truck. We need that exact piece of information on the status of you and the bike. And what we don't really need is a long story about who's done what, who hit who, what happened. All that information can be dealt with later. Our priority is to get you and the bike out of that situation and then to figure out what to do next. Maybe it's get you another bike, maybe it's try and fix it, maybe get you to a hospital, but get you out of there first and then deal with the fastest way to get you back on the road again after that.
Boys, I'm on a bicycle taxi with a motorcycle in front of me. What the bloody hell is going on?
So now I'm going to show you how to get your GPS location. Now, not many people know how to do this, surprisingly, and it's super easy. Basically, you load up Google Maps, you click on the icon to sort of zoom in on yourself, then you hold down on the screen and you share and copy to clipboard. If you send that to us, we know exactly where you are. Now, if you're in the countryside, you can also just hold in the map like this and again share, copy to clipboard, send us that location. This is far more helpful than giving us the name of a restaurant, even the name of a hotel, because in Vietnam many places have the same names. And so it's quite hard to figure out exactly where you are. And a lot of the time the customer says, oh, I'm at this hotel, but in reality they're, let's say, 10 kilometers from it, broken down on the road. They're not actually at that hotel. We get that with gas stations a lot. So your real GPS location is the most helpful way for us to know where you are. And from there, we can then look at Google Maps to look for solutions. Maybe there's mechanic shops nearby, homestays nearby that can help out. It makes everything a lot easier. So have that prepared, ready to go, and send it with your support inquiry. So if you do have a disaster or support inquiry, there's a few different ways to contact us, and there are pros and cons of each way, which I want to try and explain here, and also explain what's going on behind the scenes so you understand. Now, if you talk to us on Facebook, it doesn't matter if it's Tigit Ho Chi Minh, Tigit Hanoi, Tigit Dalat, Tigit whatever, on Facebook it all goes into the same place through third-party software. And this software, we can assign the ticket to the correct person who can deal with your case. And it goes to the entire company where we can also make private notes on your case and things like that. So basically the whole company can see what's going on, and that's really good. But we can be a little bit slow to reply to Facebook and email sometimes. So what you can do is write your problem on there and then call us up and say, hey, can you check my case? It's an emergency. So what you need to know, Facebook and email, the entire company can see it, and we can assign this to the right person. Now, the other option is to use the company WhatsApp, the general WhatsApp support number. Now, this goes off to one individual who is holding that phone for the day. And the problem with WhatsApp is it's separated from the rest of the company. You can't really share details off WhatsApp. So you have to realize that if you've been talking on Facebook and now you're suddenly talking on WhatsApp, that this person might not really know the case details. But it's a very quick and efficient way to talk to us. The final way is to contact our emergency support number, and this goes off to my lovely wife, who has years and years of experience dealing with disasters of all shapes and sizes. She is the best person to get you out of a mess, there's no doubt about that. But unfortunately, she might be juggling another disaster case, juggling kids, school runs, just general life. It's a personal number, and again, detached from the main company. You need to be aware of that. So what she might do is handle the bulk of your disaster and then tell you to go back to Facebook to deal with the general company as a whole. So that can happen, and you should be aware of the disconnect. It's one of the advantages of a family business is you have direct line to the owner, but the disadvantage is they might be sidetracked or busy. The other thing to note here is you have to have data in Vietnam, A, for navigating, but B, for disasters. It's really hard to deal with someone who does not have Facebook or WhatsApp. These platforms are so easy to share videos, share GPS location, share information. Without that, you're really restricting what we can do to help you. If you don't have a phone or you don't like using technology and maybe you don't have GPS data for your own reasons, then you're going to need to borrow a phone off a local. Don't just leave the bike on the side of the road. So if you've had a breakdown or a crash, we need to know exactly what's wrong with the bike. Is it possible that we can get this fixed on the side of a road, or is it just game over and it's time to look for trucks and things like that? So it's really helpful if you just record a video with your phone and explain what it is. That is the best way for us to understand the real situation. Have that prepared before you even contact us if possible. We need to know if the electrics are working. So to do that, do you have indicators? Yes or no? Does the bike turn over? So when you press the electric starter, does it, make a noise? Even if it doesn't turn on, just does it make a noise? That's called turning over. It helps us. Now the next thing we need to know is the compression of the bike. So to know that, the kickstart tells you a lot about the engine. So if you were to kick the bike and there's absolutely no resistance at all, it's just, you can do it with your hand, that means the engine is broken. If you try and kick it and it's just completely jammed, that means the engine is broken. If you can kick it normally, it means the engine is probably good. That's massively important. That simple step will let us know, is it worth trying to fix this in a local mechanic shop, or is it game over and it's time to arrange trucks and things like that? We also need to know your bike model, because handling a blade breakdown, a Honda blade breakdown, is very different to handling, say, a Honda CRF 250 breakdown. So that's quite useful, but that comes through with the number plate when you give that to us.
So now he has no engine, no front brake.
Does he have engine braking?
I don't think so.
When you're stuck on the side of a road, if you know how to push a motorbike, and I'll link to my video explaining this up there, if you know how to push a motorbike, it can turn a catastrophe into a pretty bearable situation. There have been holidays where I pushed a broken motorbike over 200 kilometers. If you know how to do it, it's just so helpful. So it is worth practicing that in your spare time if you can. Otherwise, if you can't physically move the bike, you're gonna have to find a truck or a local to help you, or a mechanic. We can help you a little bit over the phone, but in the end, you got to get to a mechanic shop. Once in a mechanic shop, then our mechanics are pretty high end for Vietnam. They can help countryside mechanics diagnose and fix problems over video chat. But basically, you got to get to a mechanic. So how do you do that? You're broken down on the side of a road, you get out your old friend Google Maps, and you type in Suicide, or you type in Honda Head, and you see if there's one in your area. You can drive to them. If you've got two bikes, drive one bike there and then try and get the mechanic back here. But if you can just get the bike there by yourself, that's best. The second thing is to just type into Google Maps homestay. Homestays often have pickup trucks, and they're usually pretty willing to help. So if you can get hold of a homestay, that's massively helpful. Otherwise, you're down to just waving down a local. We need to have a local to talk to who might be able to find you a truck or a way out of your situation. Now, you might find that some locals want to escalate the situation, make a nice big story out of it, talk, but no action. It does happen where our support staff might say to you, no, this person's very nice, but they're not the right person to help with this case. Can you please say goodbye to your newfound friend and wave down another person? We're looking for quick, factual, fast-paced people who just want to get the job done, not make a massive scene, involve the whole village, that kind of stuff. Whether it's a breakdown or a crash, simple, quick, tight information is always best from you and from the local. To summarize, to deal with crashes, we want the straight facts. Your number plate, your GPS location, what really is your status and the status of the bike. Can it move? Can it not move? Can you move? Can you not move? And then a positive attitude to help us get you out of that situation.
That pushed me to my limit, so you too, I think.
It's important when doing a motorbike holiday to have spare time. So when I'm driving, I will do 4 days of driving to 1 rest day. You do need to allow time for things to go wrong. Money is not important. We're not asking questions like, do you have a damage waiver, etc., etc. That can all be dealt with later. We just want to get you out of there and back on the road as quickly as possible.